Speaking at a media briefing held in Colombo today, JVP General Secretary Tilvin Silva commented on investigations into the mass grave discovered in Matale.
The Magistrates Court has determined that the bones found in the mass graves in Matale date back to 1987-1989. When these killings took place, it was the United National Party that governed the country. Thereby, the UNP leaders who were in charge of this area at the time must be held accountable. But at this time, the government does not need to conduct investigations on the United National Party because the current leadership of the UNP is rendering its maximum support to Mahinda Rajapaksa's government. The government does not need to conduct an investigation, given the support rendered by Ranil Wickremesinghe to Mahinda's government. By not conducting this investigation, Mahinda must be trying to show his gratitude.
The National Museum in Colombo, which was closed last week after a stairway collapsed, injuring a group of school children and several adults, was reopened today.
Minister of National Heritage Dr. Jagat Balasuriya said that although the museum was reopened, the section of the museum containing the collapsed stairway remains cordoned off. Specialist engineers who conducted investigations into the incident revealed yesterday that the stairway had crumbled as a result of damage caused by termites. 27 students, 5 teachers as well as 4 parents were injured when the stairway collapsed on the 28th of last month. Officials at the Badula hospital said that all those who were injured in the incident and were admitted to the hospital have now been discharged. However, 4 individuals continue to receive treatment at the National Hospital.
State sector borrowing increased in the month of January this year, while credit to the private sector saw a decline.
Banks provided loans amounting to 24.1 billion rupees to the private sector and 18.8 billion rupees to the state sector in November 2012. However, in December, credit to the private sector reduced to 9.9 billion rupees, while credit to the government was at 21.6 billion rupees. While the state borrowings increased to 41 billion rupees in January 2013, private sector borrowings reduced further to 9.7 billion rupees, the lowest since May 2010. Although the Central Bank of Sri Lanka cut policy rates last December, bank interest rates in comparison have remained high.
The Department of Meteorology says that warm temperatures will prevail in the island until May. Now, the Met Department says high temperatures can be expected across the island from the 5th to the 15th of April as the sun will be directly overhead Sri Lanka.
The lack of wind has also led to high humidity levels in the island, leading to warmer nights. Increased water vapor in the atmosphere and the increased warmth of seaborne winds have also contributed to the high temperature in the island.
Another factor is that we have been experiencing cloudless days, which means that the rays of the sun are hitting the ground directly. When this happens, the temperature rises rapidly in the atmosphere and we begin to feel the increased temperature.
The heat wave has severely inconvenienced people going about their day-to-day activities. The highest temperature in the island in the past 24 hours was recorded in Polonnaruwa, which was 34.8 degrees Celsius.
The
maximum temperature in Colombo was 32.4 degrees Celsius. The temperature in Galle was 31.4 degrees Celsius.
The
temperature in Hambantota was 32.9 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, temperatures could increase from the 5th of April as the sun would be directly overhead Sri Lanka.
The sun will begin to move directly over Sri Lanka on the 5th of April. When this happens, we feel the rays of the sun even more. Normally, the southwestern monsoon season starts in the latter part of May. We can expect these warm weather conditions to persist until then, give or take a few degrees.
Well, News First U reporter Mohammed Saji from Kathankudi filed this report today.
A vehicle ran over a young boy who was outside his home in Arimpati, Old Kalmune. The boy, identified as Alageshwaran Achunan, died in the accident.
News First EU report செய்திகளுக்காக காத்தாங்குடியிலிருந்து முகமது சஜி.
Moving on to sports news now, the president of the Colombo District Cricket Association, Mohan De Silva, and its secretary, Bandula Tilak Dissanayake, challenged the activities of the Executive Committee of Sri Lanka Cricket. Filing a case at the Colombo District Court, the CDCA requested the court to issue an enjoining order preventing the Executive Committee of SLC from functioning.
The Executive Committee of Sri Lanka Cricket, including its President, Secretary as well as Jayanta Dharmadasa, have been named as the defendants in the case. The plaintiffs noted that according to the provisions of the Sports Act, the tenure of the Sri Lanka Cricket Executive Committee is scheduled to end on the 31st of March and noted that the committee does not have the power or authority to convene after the stipulated date. The plaintiffs also call on the courts to issue an order annulling the nomination of Jayanta Dharmadasa as the President of Sri Lanka Cricket for the period between 2013 and 2015. They point out that there is a risk of Sri Lanka Cricket losing its ICC membership due to political interference. Justice Amal Ranaraja, on considering the submissions, noted that arguments in this regard should be heard from both parties, and thereby notice was issued for the defendants to appear before court on the 8th of April.
From the courtroom to the cricket field, Sri Lanka beat Bangladesh by 17 runs in a high-scoring one-off 2020 encounter at the Pallekele International Stadium last night. Now, after posting a total of 198 for 4, the hosts restricted Bangladesh to 181 for 7 in their allotted 20 overs.
Opener Kusal Janit Perera hammered his maiden T20 half-century to get the Sri Lankans who were put into bat off to a comfortable start. The Bangladeshi bowlers managed to slow down the Sri Lankan innings during the mid-overs. However, swashbuckling displays with the willow by Jeevan Mendes and Thisara Pereira guided the Sri Lankans to a total of 198 in their 20 overs.
Well, if the last one was 4, that's definitely 6.
Bangladesh, who commenced their run chase, lost wickets at regular intervals and were eventually restricted to 181 runs for the loss of 7 wickets. Mohammad Ashraful top scored for Bangladesh with 43 runs, while Angelo Matthews and Thisara Pereira bagged 2 wickets each. Kusal Janit was adjudged the man of the match.
Nassau Singh somehow gets it down to third man, and what a brilliant...
Sri Lanka's T20 skipper Dinesh Chandimal, who enjoyed his first victory as captain, expressed these views at the post-match media briefing.
We were thinking of bowling first if we had won the toss. Our batsmen put on a good score for our bowlers to defend. Posting almost 200 runs gave us a margin of 20 to 25 runs over the par plus score. It got difficult to bowl later on due to the dew and wetness on the field. Kusal Janit gave us a great start with the willow. Jeevan Mendes, Angelo Matthews and Thisara Pereira scored quickly after the first 10 overs. I think that made it easier for our bowlers and for our team to register the win.
Chris Bosh sank a 3-point shot with just over a second left in regulation to lift the undermanned Miami Heat to a thrilling 88 points to 86 win over the San Antonio Spurs in the NBA at Texas.
Boris Cole, Mike Miller, and Rashard Lewis starting for Mario Chalmers, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron James.
Playing without resting stars LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, the Heat started Rashard Lewis and Mike Miller in their place and still managed to pull out a road win over the team with the second best record in the NBA.
Oh, what a shot!
Chris Bosh led Miami with 23 points and pulled down 9 rebounds, while Ray Allen added 14 points and 5 assists in the win.
Oh my, what a move from Thiago Splitter!
San Antonio got 17 points from both Duncan and Kawhi Leonard, but point guard Tony Parker finished with just 12 points and missed a potential game-trying jump shot as time expired.
74-64.
With 12 seconds remaining, it was Miami veteran Ray Allen who collected a rebound and found Bosh wide open for his game-winning three-pointer. Overall NBA and Eastern Conference standings, leader Miami improved to 58-15 with the win, while San Antonio fell to 55-18 and now leads Oklahoma City by just 1.5 games for the top seed in the Western Conference.
Tony Parker and the Miami Heat.
Local politicians rested on various charges in the recent past. Incidents involving local politicians that News First has reported on for about a year. 2 more incidents reported today. UPFA North Central Provincial Councillor Janak Mahendra receives a suspended prison sentence after being found guilty of assaulting an electrical engineer and a security guard. Maharagam Urban Councillor Saman Senadira is remanded on the charge of molesting an underage girl. Shouldn't political parties be paying far more attention to the conduct of their local politicians?
And with that, we conclude tonight's edition of Prime Time News. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Mahina Bongzo.
And I'm Nadim Majid, leaving you with a little food for thought on this fool's day. If the fool persists in his folly, then he would become wise. Good night and good luck.